What's good, everyone? Welcome to another reading. So today we've got a juicy one because it's about luck, and hopefully I'm bringing you some good luck today. So more than just bringing you good luck, it's gonna be like a clue to some good luck coming your way. So hopefully you're gonna watch this video, and it's gonna make you aware of like the sign to look out before. The sign to look out for before your good luck comes in. So you're gonna see something related to your pile. And you're going to know, oh, god damn, thank God, luck is on my way. Who doesn't want a reading like that? I sure do. So look, pile number ones, pile number twos, pile number threes. These drawings are pre-drawn because it was a reading from a video that cut out. So your drawings are going to be drawn up already. Somewhat of a shotgun reading, hopefully, where I can zip through them. But yeah, just pay attention. Remember to always read the illustration for yourself. Kind of see what you touching with what you see and what you feel before listening to my spiel. So starting off with pile number ones. So pile number ones. What do you see? What do you feel? It's funny, this one, because this was almost playing with my childhood. It reminds me of a Beyblade. If you don't know what a Beyblade is, you're gonna wanna Google it or hear my very bad description of what Beyblades are. So they're like spinny tops. Imagine if I was to like spin something and then my opponent spins their spinny top and then they fight against each other. And whichever one stops spinning, they lose. Or if one of them kind of flings off out of the arena or the bowl or the dish that you're fighting in, you lose. So for most of you, I guess you probably don't even know what Beyblade is, but there might be a clue in like your children. If you've got kids, there might be some form of clue in like maybe like some form of kids game. I know before Beyblade, like the best thing I could compare this to was conkers. If you don't know what conkers were, it's like it's the part of a it's using the seed of a plant, which is called a conker, and then you tie it to some string, and then you hit the other conker, and whichever one breaks is the loser. But you know, kids probably have all kinds of different games nowadays. There's some kind of almost like competitive game where the opponent stops spinning or breaks, they lose. That, you know, it's that kind of idea. So that's going to make sense to some of you, and it's not going to be for all of you because not everyone's got kids. So that's kind of clue number one. The second clue is, you know, when I kind of got this reading, and it's not really connected to the illustration, is I was getting the vibe of like, you know, the guy who sprinkles the salt on the meat. And the only way that I could kind of ground that energy was, I think it's something to do with like cooking or food. So this is for maybe my piles where, I don't know, like there's all kinds of like cultural traditions that people do for good luck when cooking, or you could say bringing positive energy to your cooking. The most popular one, I guess, is praying, like you praying over your food, or praying before you eat. That's kind of an obvious one. But there's these other ones, like I remember one that my mum used to do with me as a kid was, and maybe if you're vegan here, you might want to close your eyes and close your ears as well. But there's a certain part of the chicken which is called the wishbone, And what you do is you hold your pinky, and then the other person holds their pinky on this bone, and then you sounds brutal, but you pull the bone apart, and whoever's got the most part of the bone, they get the good luck, they get the wish. So there's something like that going on. It almost reminds me a little bit of a Christmas cracker as well, this energy, like possibly like the pop. I know Christmas is long gone now, but it's kind of got that kind of vibe to it. So something where, like, if you're tying the threads of these examples I'm giving, pile number ones, they're very much to do with like pushing and pulling, and of a certain competitiveness energy. There's a certain competitiveness. So I think that's going to be like one of your big clues, along with like there's something here strangely to do with like cooking. So it might be even like this would be the person putting herbs into their soup, and as they're putting those herbs, as they're sprinkling that spice into the soup, that's when their phone goes off and they get that bit of good luck. Do you know what I mean? There's something like that going on too. So I know there was a few examples going on there, pile number ones, but I think at least one of them is going to really strike out to you. So, give the reading a pause, see which kind of example vibrates with you the most. And that's going to be like your little green light. So, pile number ones, that's your reading. If you enjoyed it, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for everyone who is commenting and adding their own 2 cents to these illustrations. Feel free to obviously do that to these readings as well, because you're probably going to help someone out, I should say. I'll see you in the next reading, pile ones, sorry. So pile number 2 is my words are getting jumbled actually, which is ironic because this reading is about words. Can't make it up. So the vibration of this reading was to do with like hold your horses for the cringe police. This is like God's word. So I feel like for my pile number 2s, your good luck or your good luck clue is going to come in the form of like the voice of God. But like, what does that mean? That could mean literally, that's interesting. I've got to make a point out of this. Pile number 2 is because it was so random. I just saw a man walking with a stick of broccoli. No, not broccoli. What is it? Brussels sprouts. A stick of Brussels sprouts. So for anyone who doesn't know, Brussels sprouts, they're actually not a lot of people know this, but Brussels sprouts, they grow like on the branch of the plant, like little balls on the branch. And there was a man walking with the branch and the Brussels sprouts in his hand. So that's definitely got to be a clue for you. I'm sorry, like it was too random for me not to mention it. Something to do with maybe Brussels sprouts. Pile number 1's had something to do with food as well, so it could just be leaking over like from pile number 1's, but that was random. So what we've got here is like these reminded me of clouds, but the whole energy of it reminded me of like almost like a voice note. So I guess for some of you it might literally be some form of voice note, might be a clue as well, but I was getting more like a heavenly voice, a voice from the upper realms. And kind of another thing that was coming through with this reading was you may hear someone's voice physically, like how to put this, you may be like walking down the street or going for a cycle and you hear someone's voice, but it sounds like the exact same voice of someone who you know who's maybe passed on. So that's why it's kind of like a heavenly voice, because they're not here anymore. So like, don't get this twisted. This could be like, the voice of God is never really like a physical voice. It could be that, but then it could also be you actually hearing someone's physical voice, their literal voice, and it sounds like someone who who's passed on. So it's the kind of reaction where you have to look around and go, oh my gosh, is that? But obviously it can't be them because they're not here anymore. It's that kind of moment. So that's going to be your clue for some of you. But for others of you, it could be to do with like a voice note, like I said, or it could be like touching in more with spirit, God, and understanding that voice. In fact, that could actually be your good luck, pile number 2. So I remember, for me, there's been specific points in my life where I might have thought that I needed something or even someone for support or help, but actually turning to God, and however you hear that voice, that was actually the thing that helped me. That was the thing I needed, but I didn't realize at that time that's what I needed, So that's going to make sense for the people it's going to make sense for, and it's not going to make sense for the people who it's not for. Pile number 2s, I hope you was able to pluck some wisdom, and obviously good luck with your good luck. If you enjoyed the reading, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Okay, finally, pile number 3s. This reading this one's an interesting one, actually. It kind of completely threw me off, but I'm gonna give you a few seconds just to digest it and see if you're kind of maybe thrown off in the same way that I was. So I tell you why I was thrown off by this illustration, because the most obvious thing that I see here is eyes. Maybe an eye here and an eye here. So this would be, I can't remember what it's called. So you have the pupil, it's called the iris, then the white bit. But you can help me in the comments if that part's not called the iris. It probably isn't. So then what I was seeing there is like, this was representing like the third eye above it. And the third eye was seeing, and brace yourself for this, but it was kind of reminding me a lot of like the forest fires. So, or at least a forest or something burning. So I know that sounds very dark and horrible, but it's definitely dark and horrible if you imagine it in the physical, because there's all kinds of stuff happening in the world right now. So I'm not trying to trigger people with that statement, but what I'm trying to say is that this was almost happening through the third eye. This is the upper eye. So this is the physical eye, and this is the third eye. And why it isn't as brutal as it may sound is that I was actually getting the burning of something in terms of the metaphor, not of the physical. So this reminds me very much of the energy of like, burning down the rotten house to build a new, stronger house. It was that metaphor. It was something had to burn down in order for this better thing to be created. But like, don't get it twisted also with this reading. Like it wasn't necessarily pretty to watch. It was kind of straight to the point in terms of the energy. And it was burning something to the ground. This wasn't the fire that got saved. This is the fire that everything got burnt to ashes to the earth, you know. Now, that's your first part of the reading. That's going to be the video over for some of you on who picked pile number 3. Your clue for your good luck is actually in the sense that something is going to be or feel like it's burning down. And there's maybe something else for you to explore there in terms of how you see these eyes. But why I got thrown off is for my second half of pile 3s, which is this is actually a romance reading. And now the first time that I was doing this recording, I swear to you, like as I was doing the reading pile 3s, I literally saw I had a tree in front of me where I'm sitting, where I could see from, and literally 2 pigeons were on this branch and started smooching. You know, like when they rub beaks, one of them started doing the little dance and then started rubbing beaks with the other pigeon, and they were just cushy there. Those birds aren't here anymore, but when I first started to try and record this reading, that's literally what happened. I was like, that was just so much confirmation for some of you. I was like, this was 100% a love reading. So to clarify how this is a love reading, how did we get there? Zed, like, how are you pulling this? So what I'm actually seeing here, and I guess you could say more on a spiritual level as well, like beyond the veil, beyond the eyes, I was actually seeing lips. So this is the upper lip and this is the bottom lip. And what I was actually seeing is it was almost like someone kissing glass. So if you imagine my pen here being the glass, and then the lips touching the glass, it's before the lips actually kiss the glass that would do that. It's that moment. So the lips haven't spread out yet. They've just touched the glass. And if you look at this image, you can kind of see that. So if you like, the page is the glass and the lips haven't, you know, like when a girl kisses you with lipstick and it makes that mark on your lips, on your on your cheek. I'm not sure if it's making sense to you. I'm trying my best with like my fingers to show like the spreading. It's like when you get that mark on your face, it's because those lips have like squished against your cheek. But there's also a moment before they squish, it just touches. And I feel like that's what this is expressing here, is that for some of you, your sign of good luck is actually going to be the touching. Like, so it might be, I know this is like, we're getting into soppy territory here for my pile number 3s in terms of like exploring this, explaining this, I should say, like romantically. But this is the kiss, right? And it's, you know, sometimes if you're kissing someone and you get into the kiss and you're like, oh, like, or you finish that kiss, let's say, and after you've kissed that person, you're like, oh wow, that made me feel X and Y and Z way, whatever that saying is. Okay. And then sometimes you have a kiss and you think, oh no, that's not the one. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, here's going to be the telltale sign for you, pile number 3s. This is getting almost like the electricity or butterflies or however you want to word that feeling, everything going in slow motion. This is happening before kind of you actually properly kiss. It's that touching moment. It's not even properly, you know, going for it yet. You're going to know it so soon, and it's almost like magnetic at that touch. So that's your key word there, pile number 3s. It's like the touch is going to be the sign that essentially, I guess for a lot of you, it's going to be good luck in love. Now, I guess you can move that analogy to whatever you want, like however it fits. But I've got a feeling here, like this is for, I guess, the small number of you who may be at the beginning of a relationship, and you're gonna know that person is it because it's gonna be, like I said, that touch before you kiss. You're gonna get um, those butterflies or that feeling, and you're gonna remember this reading like, oh damn, like Zed did mention that. Like I got the damn butterflies before you actually started properly making out. Like it just energy. You know, like I can't explain it for everyone because everyone's different, but that's gonna be your telltale sign. So have a little pause on the reading, and what I'll say as well is when you're looking at this reading and you can imagine that glass and someone kissing the glass. This may even be like someone like you meet in like a shop. I don't know why I'm getting that now, but you know, like, because I'm getting like looking through the glass, like someone looking through the glass. It's giving me that vibe. But yeah, just to close the reading, pile threes. When you imagine this being the glass in someone's lips, what kind of words come to your mind? And they might be some kind of key words that you might want to take away with you to remind you of how your good luck is coming through. So, for example, if you look at this and I don't know, some of you might get a word like cold, like it might remind you of someone kissing like a cold glass window, and that might be a clue for you. For some of you, it's going to be like lipstick, and that's going to be a clue for you. Like someone might have a certain color lipstick. When you meet them, you might be that person who's wearing the lipstick. For some of you, it might be, like just insert the word. I'm not going to make this any more cringy than it needs to be, but I think you guys know where I'm going with it. So just what kind of descriptive words come to you with that, and I think you're going to find some clues there. So pile number 3 is beautiful reading. If you enjoyed it as well, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Really do get into the comments with this one and help your fellow if you pausers, fellow watchers on the channel who explain things much better than I do. But yeah, like I said, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the website ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next reading. Take care.